Hello, ladies, and welcome back to the Women's Direct Sales Summit. I am your host, Kari, and we've got one of the coolest people I know with us, Kari Driskell. Thank you for being here today. Let's just get the real stuff out of the way first, okay? The name Kari, spelled K-A-R-I, automatically means that you're an amazing person.
So, I think your name is amazing.
I think your name. So Kari Squared. I mean, we should just really call this whole show the Kari Squared Show or something like that. K2 show. Listen, guys, Kari, well, so many great things to talk about, but the big thing we're going to talk about today is video. And for those of you that have followed me a little bit on and off, you've seen me here and there on Facebook Live and Periscope, and obviously I'm doing this summit, which is all videos. So I love videos, and I understand a lot of you are scared of videos, or you don't know anything about it. You don't know if there's value in it because the whole point of having your direct sales company is to grow your business, to make a lot of money, to help a lot of people. Kari's the girl. Like, she really knows what's up. And so she's going to talk to us about all of those phenomenal things so that you guys can leave this interview session with confidence and with clarity around what to do and how and why to do it. If you hadn't already seen the interview with Lynn Coffey, she talked about websites. She had touched on how there's a lot of value in having a video. So you're going to learn a lot of tips and tricks from Kari. Before we get started in all that great stuff, though, again, Kari, thanks for being here. I want to hear from you. I mean, you collaborated on a book. You've been around. You really know your stuff. How on earth? That's so inappropriate.
No, I totally get around, Kari. Call me.
These things happen. Oh, Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. Besides getting around, how did this even happen? How did you get to be the video guru?
Yeah, okay, so by accident, really. I used to be a middle school math teacher, loved it, but then was also in direct sales after my first baby was born because I needed flexible income, and I had to quit all my part-time jobs as a new mom. And so I taught, and then I was in direct sales, and then baby number 2 came out, and yeah, it happens. And then I went fully into direct sales for a while, but then as they were getting older, I needed to take my business more online, which is how it is now. But, several years ago, it wasn't like that. And so I was putting myself out there more online, and I knew that video was getting reach. I have a short attention span. I'm kind of fun. I know I'm fun. It's part of me.
Yeah.
I'm funny, I'm snarky, and I have a short attention span. And I think that's why I worked great working with middle school kids. And I was like, the best way for me to put myself out there and stand out is by doing videos. And I started doing videos for my own personal direct sales business. And then people were looking and wanting them. And then other direct sellers were like, how are you doing this? And so Driskell Tech was born. When I started putting my own direct sales business more online and incorporating Facebook parties, I needed to stand out and still build relationships with people. And so I did it in video. And so Driskell Tech was born because you all wanted to know how to do it.
And let me just say something. There was an interview with Martin Wales all about branding, right? And the biggest thing, if you guys didn't see that, grab the replay, or, if you did see it, you'll remember, we talked about authenticity, right? And the whole part of branding is really embracing yourself, right? It really is owning yourself and sharing that with the world, no matter who you are. So I love having Martin talk about branding, and then you guys getting to hear from Kari, because what did Kari just say? She's fun, which, by the way, she is. She's snarky, right? She's all of these things, and she owns it. She knows what she knows, which is that she's a funny chick. Like, she's fun and entertaining and snarky, and she embraces and owns it. And that's what I can tell you. I wasn't around. We weren't connected a few years ago, but I can tell you that that's why her videos were so popular, not because she's fun, but because that's who she is and she embraced it. You don't have to be fun to be good at video, right, Kari? I mean, it's just an ancillary benefit that you are, but it was more that you embraced who you are, right? And that's really where the popularity came from.
Yeah. Well, and the style of editing that I use, so a lot of times I hear, Kari, I'm not funny. Like, how can I make a video as good as yours? And I'm like, You know, what it really boils down to is the editing. Even when I have a crap day and I don't want to, be recorded, but I've got it in my book that today I'm batching 9 videos. If I feel horrible, it's okay. Because once I start editing, the editing process, like the final product is like, damn, that looks pretty good.
You're like, I am funny today, even when I am all right.
It works.
So, I mean, that's an important side note. It's taking what you learned from Martin about your branding and which is really just who you are, and owning it and incorporating it and infusing it into these videos.
Right.
That's what makes them successful.
And being true to yourself. I mean, you're being authentic and you can't fake that. So if you try faking it, people are going to see it down the road anyway. So just be true to yourself, and then you kind of can't mess up. And putting yourself and owning yourself and being your own brand, but be doing it in video will help you make connections and better relationships with people in an online environment. So.
Let me give you an example. I had a client, one of the clients that I was coaching, and he was an older gentleman, very smart, very dry sense of humor, very serious, very not even super corporate-y, but just he had his own unique thing. But he loved being on video, right? So he would do these YouTube videos, and he wasn't funny, and I wouldn't use the word fun necessarily. People loved his videos because it's just who he was.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It just embraces who you are. And that's what people work with you because they end up knowing and liking and trusting you and falling in love with who you are as a person. So if you're kind and thoughtful, which I am to an extent, but embrace, you are probably more than I am, but embrace that and do that really well and just be yourself. But the other thing is being in an online environment, having an online business. I remember a long time ago, like my first year in direct sales, and I was in direct sales for 10 years before I quit. Someone was training about, don't be mad if somebody comes into this business. Maybe you have a hostess and somebody comes into this business and joins this company, but she's walking in with somebody else and not you, because you're not staying in front of her. And social media was just, it had been around, but we were all just really embracing it at the time. And I thought, I'm going to start an email list. So I started a jewelry club because I was in the jewelry business. Email newsletter is what I used to begin with. But then when social opened up, the angels came upon us. And utilizing video will help you strengthen and start those relationships and keep things personal and stay in front of their face. Even if they don't buy from you, on a regular basis, you're like, hey, don't forget me. Without having to say, hey, don't forget me,
You could do it just like that. But here's the other thing too, right? About why video is so great is that it's efficient. So you can be in front of 10 or 100 or 1,000 or 10,000 people saying, hey, don't forget about me, with one video, right? As opposed to sending 10,000 cold Facebook or LinkedIn messages saying, hi, do you remember? Hey, did you see that special? Hey, do you want to buy my stuff? Right?
Right. And if you're offering valuable content to people via a video, your people are going to share your stuff because you're offering something very valuable to them. So by sharing, then it's kind of like, hey, check out my rep on this, she is amazing. Go follow her, So there's that. Plus, then there's the whole fact of video, period, gets the highest reach and engagement in social. But if you share, and here's the other thing, and I'm not going to try not to get on my soapbox, but I might. If you share your company video, which is good, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. It is good because it's probably been professionally put together. Everyone shares the company video. You don't want to be just another rep like everyone else. Yeah. Do something that's going to be not shocking, but oh my gosh, that's different. So you want to stand out because to be quite honest, they can go anywhere to buy your product or to anyone to buy your product, but you want them to come to you. So you need to sell yourself, which is, I'm sure, is what Martin was talking about with branding, and you're going to put yourself out there in video.
Yeah, and I have to tell you, the more this summit continues, the more themes that just keep going organically through each interview, and that is to be yourself, to acknowledge that anyone can go anywhere, and that's okay, right? To kind of get rid of the scarcity mindset, have the abundance mindset, really step into yourself, and that you can do a few simple things that is going to allow you to have more fun, have better reach, be more efficient and effective in how you grow your business. And I mean, that's really what I'm hearing you say is
absolutely. Well, okay. So back to talking about your brand, like you need to be utilized. Let's talk about video.
Yeah.
As a direct seller, you need to be utilizing your face for a number of reasons. First of all, you are setting yourself out among the rest of the crowd, right? And you do that with your face. And when they see your face, you want them to correlate it with your business, with your job, no matter what you do, really. And then get this, there are 250,000 facial expressions. Isn't that crazy? 250,000 facial expressions. So utilizing your face in video is an engagement technique because something in your brain tells people to watch a face. And that happens even as infants. And when you're holding a baby or something, don't we all, oh, hello, and you're making these fun little faces. And we're exaggerating because babies watch it. It's an engagement technique. It's no different when we're adults. People will watch someone's face, which is why number one, business people love working face-to-face. Now, if you can't do face-to-face in person, what's the next best thing? This video, right? And so this still gives you that face-to-face contact, which is going to help you create those relationships. And the statistics are incredible when it talks about the influence that video has to helping someone make a decision on whether or not to buy something, or how long they'll watch a video, or get this, they like 80%, where is it? We remember 80% of the things that we hear and the things that we see. So when you're incorporating two of those senses, which you can do in video, people are going to remember it.
Yeah.
And they can remember a video like up to 30 days after they watch it. So those are some pretty incredible statistics. And, for a couple of years, they've had the statistic of 70% of shared social will be video in 2017. We've seen that trend, and it's happening. It's done. By the time this comes out, it's 2017, right?
Exactly, right.
So, and as we've been scrolling on social, we're like, video. Yeah, there it is. Video is taking over.
It's unbelievable. So I think hopefully, ladies, that you guys have understood, and I know that there's men on this too, so it's cool, but like it's gonna happen. This applies to you too. The value, right? The value of why video is so powerful. It's efficient. That's a new word. Efficient and effective together. Efficient. And I mean, stats don't lie. I'm kind of a little bit of a numbers geek. So stats don't, 80%, you're going to remember 80%. I mean, when somebody sends an email to you or a cold Facebook message, I mean, do you even open it? Do you really care? It doesn't connect with you. And so I'm excited. I'm excited for people to understand, first of all, that you've been there, right? You've been in this game for a while. You know the direct sales industry. You're not somebody who hasn't participated successfully in this industry. You know what you're talking about from that standpoint. You are what I would like to call the video queen. I mean, you know the deal. And so I think, I'm going to say I know, we've made it abundantly clear that if you want to be efficient in growing your business, and if you want to have a powerful presence that people are attracted to, right? So instead of constantly you trying to sell or you trying to recruit, everyone keeps talking about attractive marketing, right? If you want to attract people to you and the people that are going to connect with you and enjoy spending time with you, video is where it's at. So, how do we get started? Like, okay, so I say, wow, Kari's a genius. She's the video queen. I'm down, but fill in the blank. Like, I've never done a video in my life and I have no idea, and it's overwhelming, and I'm confused, and I'm blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Talk to me, sister.
Okay. There are 3 different types of video to put out. So there's pre-recorded video, and that's just recording yourself and putting it in there and doing like a direct load to social. including like, of course, if I put something on YouTube, it's probably going on Facebook as well. But by doing it organically, like uploading it directly to Facebook, Facebook is going to give you more reach.
Yes.
There's live stream video. And so that's like going Facebook Live or using an app like Periscope or something like that. That's like real time. And then there's edited, pre-recorded and edited video. And so that's my favorite. And I think it has to do with me being a middle school teacher and having a short attention span. And I've always said you should respect the time of your viewer. So I don't like to get on a video and just ho-hum. Like, I have shiz to do and my people have stuff to do. Let's get the stuff out, right? Let's get it to you. So I like to get things, be really, really efficient, which is why I like edited video, because I can take so much content and cram it down into like 2 minutes. So like your Facebook party videos, you know, and now I edit people's videos and I teach people how to create edited video the way that I do. So you can take like 45 minutes of content, which is, you know, somebody talking about the product, and I can whittle it down to a 5-minute video. And that's something that you can use towards your, like in your Facebook party videos, right? Okay. So, and the way that I teach at Driskell Tech is I teach you to use minimal equipment. So your cell phone is just fine, and a basic computer, because I teach on free software. If you're like me, you've got probably more important things to spend your money on than fancy editing software, where there's also that learning curve. And your computer probably already comes with iMovie, if you're on a Mac or an Apple, or Movie Maker, which is on a regular PC, which is on a Windows operating system. And so utilize what's already given to you, because those two softwares will give you exactly what you need. You don't need the huge learning curve of fancy layering software that you could get. And so that's kind of what I teach. Now there's apps and lots of apps. My take on those are, you can't get into the nitty-gritty of your footage like you can with the software, but it's great for on the go or a small project. I probably take 90% of my videos back to my computer and use software with it, but I will use an app. Find an app if you're going to go with the app route, and just get really, really good with it and comfortable with it and get to know it so that you can whip your videos out quick, if that makes sense. But when it comes to unedited, pre-recorded and edited, pre-recorded and live stream videos, they should all kind of be a part of your video strategy. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. And I just want to say really quickly that one of the reasons, so I will tell everyone, like I have Kari's editing course. You know, I'm going through right now. It's true. A little plug right there. It's very, very true. Because one of the things that Kari does is not only have these great videos, but she makes it realistic, right? So instead of all the excuses of the overwhelm and not understanding, when she says to me, hey, listen, you can just use your phone and your computer and stop bothering. And I even sent her, right? Let's just say the truth. I sent Kari a message the other day, I'm like, hey, what do you think about this product? Should I buy this to make my video look better? She's like, why? Why are you wasting your time and your money even considering it? Do what you need to do and move on with your life, right? And so that's really one of the keys here that I want people to understand and take away before you get into all these videos and video strategy, is that it really is that simple, right? There doesn't have to be all of the overwhelm and excuses. And you're genius.
I think that holds people back. And then once you get past that, the next thing people are like, I'm not comfortable on video. I don't like seeing myself on video. And to that I say, me neither.
That's not what I thought you were going to say.
No, me neither. I hate it. Because you know what? I mean, we all have things, you know, that especially as women, I'm just going to say, you know, I'm a fluffy girl. One of my teeth is discolored. One of my teeth, I have a tooth that's discolored from a softball accident in high school. Like, I see all my imperfections, but you have to people don't notice that. Like when I created a video where I was like, hey, I got hangups, let me go through them all. And I went, and it's probably one of my most popular videos. And people are like, I didn't even notice that about you. They won't notice. I mean, we are our own worst critics, and you have to get past the point of, I don't like myself on video. My words to you are, get over yourself, make the damn video anyway.
Boom. Mic drop. I mean, we should stop right there. All right.
Tripod drop.
Yes. So let's talk about, what is that bad boy that you just had in your hand?
Okay, so to get started, so like let's say you're brand new at making videos, and one of my very first tips to you is to get a tripod. So whether that's a big tripod like I've got behind me or a mini tripod, either will work. And I do have some links, and I don't know if that would be helpful for you to have some ideas on equipment. But this is a mini tripod. A lot of them look different than others. It will expand like this, and it has a little screw bit at the top. If you get a selfie stick, make sure the selfie stick also has the screw so you can put the two together to create a nice angle. Because when you're recording yourself, here's the other thing. This is selfies and your videos. Nobody wants to look up your nose. And I don't care how skinny you are, no one wants to see how many chins you got. Okay? Yeah. But with a selfie stick, I can create a great angle. So whereas you could go right head on,
yeah,
raise it up just a little because I look better. And then you'll need a phone adapter thingy. That's the official word, just so you know.
That's technology.
Adapter thinking. Mm-hmm. Right. You slip your phone in it, you set it up, and then you're just like eye level. But because, I've always said this too, you need to stabilize it because nobody should be taking a motion sickness pill to watch your videos. The shaky videos, I mean, you can use it as B-roll, but man, if I'm watching you for 20 minutes and you're holding it, I don't care who's holding it, who promises that they're going to hold it as still as possible. No, it's going to move.
Yeah.
It's going to move, and then people are going to get sick. Don't do it.
They're going to get sick. And you don't want that affiliated with your business.
No, because you are a business owner. You need to look like you know what you're doing. So take a few of these simple tips. Even if you don't, it doesn't have to be perfect, professional looking video, but you do have to look like you know what you're doing as a business owner. Because if you're putting video out there, your family, your friends are going to see this. It's going to get shared. You don't want to look like a hot mess. I mean, you can be a hot mess, but these few tips will help you. Okay,
yeah.
So stabilizing your phone. I do love a horizontal video, especially when you take it over to YouTube. So generally I'll try to do like my live streams horizontal because I might edit that and then put it up somewhere else later. Widescreen is probably my favorite in that aspect of things. Something else you can do is to make eye contact. So this is a big one, because this could be a game changer, okay? Make sure you are making eye contact with your viewer. Otherwise, if you're watching yourself, so I turn my phone so it's facing me, selfie, right? And I want to do that so I can use the frame. So if my little head is way down here in the corner, there's all this white space that is just annoying, and it's not good use of your space. So if you use your frame wisely and you can see yourself, but then if you've got it turned that way, it's really hard not to look at yourself.
I look at myself.
Really hard. And so what you just have to do it, and you have to have just some practice, but you need to know which light is your notifications and which one is your camera. So when you're looking at your camera, you're making eye contact with your viewer. If you're looking at yourself, like right now, we're doing this via computer, I'm looking at us and my eyes are looking down, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. But if I look up, even though I can see you and I moving down below, now I'm making eye contact with our viewers, and that's going to help us build that relationship. Okay. And then smile, stabilize. If you're live streaming, don't do this. But otherwise, when you're recording, if you put it in airplane mode, that will really help you too, because it'll keep notifications from popping up on your phone.
That's very helpful. There's nothing else like, and you're like, oh, sorry guys. Oh, it's just
let me just
mom texting pictures of puppies, right? I mean.
Right. And if you're nervous, about being on the camera, one of my suggestions would be to stand up when you're delivering your content.
Yes.
So use a bigger tripod or work it out. So maybe your mini tripod's on a chair or something. But if you stand up, that will increase your testosterone, make you feel more confident. And if you feel good, you're going to come out looking good.
Yes, I love it. So that's doable. That's manageable. Get a tripod. Obviously there's a link, to Kari's site. We'll maybe even have a link directly to the page because she does have some great recommendations. Get a tripod, smile, eye contact with the camera, not with yourself, even though I am totally guilty of that, by the way. I am so guilty of just
it's hard
out the whole time. All right, so that's the setup. We can do this, ladies, right? You guys can all do this. I know you can. So now, what's next? Trying to figure out the content. What happens next?
Yeah. Okay. And this is what I'm going to tell you too. Yeah. Especially in direct sales, your job is to build relationships. This is a people business. Yeah. Have you been hearing that a lot then in these interviews?
Well, I just say it all the time. So everyone else does it.
So with that being said, not all of your videos are, look at my product. Look at my product. I love my product. We don't want to see that. They want to build a relationship. They want to get to know you. Right. So that means you're going to have to share videos sometimes of things that are not about your product. So if you're looking for ideas, I do have a free gift that they can sign up via email. It's really expensive. For your email, I will give you a list of a year's worth of video ideas. So I'll make sure that I give you that link. How about that, Kari?
That's amazing because that just takes the guesswork out of it.
Yeah. And I would say if you're posting a video at least once a week, you're going to gain some traction on your page and some engagement. And it'll help your reach. It'll help your relationships with your people. They'll just get to know you. It'll be fun. And it's not always about the sale.
Yeah. No, because and I talked about this with Martin and branding, and I talked about this with Brian Kari about mindset. It's like, I'm a human being, right? You're a human being. Most of the people watching this, I think all of them are human beings. And we have other components to our lives than just this wonderful, iPhone that I'm selling all day long.
Absolutely.
Right? And
Absolutely.
So to have a year's worth of video.
Even so here are a couple of ideas without me having my paper in front of me, because I hope I can remember. But you can do something where you're showing, or you're telling two truths and a lie. That is always fun. I know. Or, girls, I'm going out and I can't decide this jacket or this jacket. Here, let me see. Okay, the first jacket or the second jacket. You're asking your people for help. That creates engagement on your page. You're being in video. You're being real. They get to see you. And you can do all this. I'm looking for a great book. You know what? I just finished this book. I don't even have any books in front of me. I just finished this book, and I'm looking for a great read. I would love to, have some recommendations. Will you comment with your most favorite recent book that you've read?
Or even adding value, right? This is your show, not mine, but adding value. Like, okay, these are the last 5 books I've read, or this is the book I'm reading now. This is the nugget of truth that I got, right? What are you reading? Like that type of thing?
Or, you know what? I know there's an expensive cup that you could get, but this one was $12. Do you guys want to know where I found it? Nothing about your business, but nothing, but hey, this is a great deal. Go check it out. Absolutely. Content, something helpful. There's personality posts. You can include things with family. Yes. But I give specific ideas for every month too. So it'll break down per month. So go and get that for sure.
Okay. So ladies, listen, why you should do video, check. How you should set it up and get started, check. Yeah. Content that you can start to create that's of value and shows your personality and your brand, check. This is amazing.
Yeah, you've got to do it. You're not just another rep. You don't want to come across that way. It's a lot easier than you think. You will get comfortable with more practice. You just have to do it. You have to press record. And here's another tip I will tell you too. So let's just say you're just getting started and you are uber nervous about putting yourself out there. Yeah. Worst case scenario, set up on a tripod, of course, record yourself, hit end record, watch it. If you don't like it, do it again. So and then re-record it. I'm going to say it again. Stop, watch it. You don't like it. By the 3rd time, post it.
I was going to say, you could do that for 3 weeks straight, right?
No. By the 3rd time, you post it and then you don't watch it. Don't watch yourself. I hardly ever rewatch any of my videos.
Really?
Oh yeah. I mean, I probably could, and I'd get some great content. Like, oh my gosh, I'm saying this too much. I should stop that. But the thing is, I hate seeing myself on video, so I probably have done it enough with the editing that I've seen it. I don't need to rewatch it. But yeah, if you don't like seeing yourself on video, post it and don't watch it.
Interesting. I like that. So, I don't want to go too far on this because, like, again, we've got the interview with Lynn Coffey, and she had mentioned, that's one place that you can put your video. You've talked about YouTube, and Mary Agnes is going to talk about how to really, like, make YouTube your best friend. But
Yeah.
you're the video queen, so you talk to us about how to set up and what we even record and the content. And I do want to come back and ask you a question about when you are talking about your product or your business opportunity, what are some classy ways to do that, or ways with integrity. But the other thing I want to ask you right now is, okay, so you create this video on your iMovie or your PC or whatever. Where does it go?
Yeah. Well, I would ask yourself, where are you? So do you have, is your following mostly on Facebook? Mine is. And so I would post my videos directly up to Facebook. I would also turn around and take that same video and post it into YouTube as well, because YouTube is owned by Google. I know she's going to get into that, but it's a huge search engine. You've got to be on YouTube. And then you can take 30 seconds. Is it 30 seconds? I think we're at 60 seconds maybe now, on Instagram. So you can take a small, piece of that puzzle of that video, post it on Instagram, and you can say, hey, new video's out. Go check it out on my Facebook.
Now, do you also take those videos sometimes and do you put them on your website as well? Or do you really just let them like live kind of on YouTube and Facebook and clip it onto Instagram?
I'll put some of them on my website. Yes. I mean, like, okay, so like a trailer video, a promotional video, who are you and what are you all about and what do you do? Okay. So I call it a trailer. Okay. Or a promotional video. So that video, if you do it right, you can, put it as a featured video on Facebook, feature it, on your YouTube channel, and then you can turn around and put it on your website if you have one, yes, on the front page of your website. Or you can create a brand new video for your website. Hey, welcome to DriskellTech.com. This is what you're going to find here. Make sure you go and get my free shiz. So the content might be slightly different because of where you plan on placing it.
So I love this because, again, right, one of the big themes of the whole summit is simplifying and being efficient. And so, you just talked about making one video, which hits a lot of people. It's a very, people want to see video. They want to see your face and your personality most of the time, no matter what your personality is. But then you take that same video and you can post it 7,000 different places, right? One video.
Yeah. Kari, you can also have it transcribed, or you can,
Whoa.
maybe you have and then you can take pieces of that and recreate content like a quote image, graphic for any of your socials. So there's so many different things that you could do with it. It's ridiculous.
So efficient. So let me play devil's advocate for a second. One, because I love doing it, and two, because I think that this is a question that, I feel like a lot of people right now are seeing this and being like, wow, this sounds really great, but ... My business partner does videos. My upline does videos. So, because you've already covered okay, the company videos. Yeah, the company videos go back to the company, and there's about 3 million people, literally, by the way, ladies, if you don't know, the average direct sales company has 2 to 4 million consultants. So there's a good chance that there's hundreds of thousands of people sharing the exact same video that has nothing to do with you. So we've conquered that. But hey, my business partner, right? They have a video and they're funny and they've got charisma and they're just so good at it, right?
Right. Okay, here's a story.
Love it.
I'm making videos, okay, and I'm invited to Facebook parties. So I go to this Facebook party, and I don't remember the name of the rep, but it was for a cleaning company. And so she's like, oh, here's a great video that my upline is letting me use. Don't do it. Don't do it, because I'm watching this video and I am so in love with the rep on the video because I connect with her, and I'm just like, yes, we would be best friends if she lived in my community. We would get together and have coffee and go have drinks, or I resonate with this girl. Guess what? We're still friends. She doesn't even live near me. And she's my go-to person for cleaning supplies. because somebody else, I don't know if it was her upline or not, somebody else shared her video.
Yeah.
Don't share somebody else's video, okay? It's like going to an in-home party and saying, oh my gosh, I can't wait to show you or to have you see all this stuff. By the way, here's another rep. She's much better at showing the stuff than I am. I'm going to introduce you to her now. And then leaving the party. Don't do it.
Right.
Don't do it. You just can't do it because you're introducing all of your people to somebody else. That's not you. I do not care if they are on the same team or no, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Well, and the other thing too, right, is like unless you want to get into edited videos, I just said that I purchased your editing course because I want to start to, kind of up my game a bit. But
Yeah.
even if you're not doing the edited videos or anything because it's just too overwhelming or it's too confusing, let's be real. People kind of like to see us screw up, and not in a derogatory way, right? I mean, some
That's why
people
we have the outtakes at the end.
right? I mean, people are like, oh, you're a real person because, I think again about a lot of the women that are watching this. I mean, there's thousands of women watching this and the majority of them haven't done their own videos before, right? Because they're overwhelmed, they're intimidated, they're confused, they're whatever. And the reality, ladies, and Kari can back me up on this, is that if you screw up, people will still like you. In fact, they might even like you more, right?
Like you more. They so like you more. They really do. Just because you're being yourself and you're being a real person and they can relate with that.
And it makes them think, wow, if I partner with you in business, I don't have to be perfect, right? I don't have to be fabulous at this myself because you're not fabulous at it.
Right? Better than her.
Yes. I love it. So now that we've talked about all of this phenomenal stuff about video, I want to go into the direct sales business side of it, right? How can you utilize video, not just to brand yourself and to get your personality out there, but also how can you, with integrity and with appeal, showcase your products or your business opportunity? What are some ways that you can maybe do that are attractive and going to get people to watch and maybe even respond to what you're putting out there? Or is there a way?
No, I think that there is a way. Like if like your Facebook party videos is different because you're trying to recreate that demo that you would have at your in-home parties. But being just in a social video, you want to make it short and then bring something of value. So like think of things like features versus benefits. So, okay, let's take the mini tripod that I pretend to sell from this fake company. Okay. The features of this mini tripod is that it's small. It can go in my purse. It's black and silver and it extends to this height. Those are your features, right? The benefits are, you know what? You're going to look like you know what you're doing. The benefit is you're going to have a more professional video and you want to be taken seriously in your business, don't you? Like those are the things, the benefits are why people buy. The benefits are also being helpful. Okay, so being helpful, creating that content to help them, which is what we do, period, as salesmen and women, no matter what we do, helps your customer know that if it's right for them or not. So if I'm helping you and say, look, here is a mini tripod. It's small, it's affordable, it's going to help you look like you know what you're doing. You're not going to be embarrassed by putting your next video out because it's too shaky. And this is where you can get it. So you're not being salesy if you're trying to help people. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So can I give an example and can you give me feedback and tell me if this is a good idea or not? Okay. So you guys all know that I'm with a company, right? I have a great team that I'm building and I have these wonderful products that I obviously believe in. One of my products, it's a nutritional product. It's Super Reds, right? So it's like 5.5 organic, non-GMO, whatever, pounds of superfood. So I had, somebody's ringing. Hello. You want to buy some Super Reds? Oh, okay.
They're already calling for you.
But I did a video, and of course my kids were home, and I have a 3 and a 1-year-old, and they were running around, and then literally my 1-year-old was screaming to be breastfed. I mean, this is a real true story. And I was talking about how to stay healthy throughout the winter, or that's what I thought I was going to talk about. And then I really ended up talking about, and I had this whole thing, and it wasn't just my product. It was some other things too, you know, around like, you know, whatever. And it ended up turning around like, listen, busy moms need to have some energy in their day. And this is how I get my energy.
Yeah.
Because my kids were being crazy.
Yeah. So like showing it being used for sure. Like you were probably energetic that day, I'm assuming, so you could keep up with your
everything that happened. Yeah, I mean, is that a type of value? And again, I didn't just talk about that product. I also talked about, you know, how it's important for me to spend 10 seconds meditating, and I was showcasing my kids, and literally my 1-year-old ended up breastfeeding on the video. I mean, that was like a real thing that happened.
Oh,
so,
absolutely.
I mean, is that an appropriate type of salesy video? You know
Absolutely.
what I mean?
So absolutely. So it's kind of like if we were to flip it back to the mini tripod, you know, hey, I'm going to give you maybe 4 tips on how to look like you know what you're doing. One of them is to make eye contact. One of them is to do this. One of them is to do that. And the last one is to stabilize your stuff. Here's a mini tripod. Here's the link. So you incorporate it into a helpful post, a helpful contented list.
Can you just say that again? Say that again. Incorporate it into what?
Your shiz into good shiz.
Yes.
I mean, you don't want the whole thing to be just about, I mean, it could, you know, your video could be like, oh, I make videos. You could just be like, this is what makes me, or this is what makes me awesome. It could be as simple as that. And then that's it. Like, you won't believe, like, I have some 7-second videos that get so much traction because of how quick they are.
Yes.
How silly they might be. You know?
I love it. I love that. Okay.
And then they're like, oh my God, what is that?
Because you were funny, because you were yourself, right?
Maybe
like,
you've got kids running around behind you, Kari, and you're just there smiling. And you know, on the video, and you're like, is it wine or is it this magical nutritional thing?
I might feel that, because that's like a day in the life of anyway. So
and behind you, the kids are running behind you. It'd be perfect. Yeah.
Genius. That's a great idea. So much fun. So realistic, easy to do. Just step out of your comfort zone, right? Manageable, no fancy schmancy stuff, right? Just get a little tripod, use what you already have. Kari is being ridiculously generous in giving you content ideas. I mean, a year's worth of content ideas, 1 a week. I mean, that's just crazy that you have just eliminated in this video every single obstacle that I believe anyone in direct sales could have about how to efficiently and effectively grow their business by using video.
Good. I'm glad. Because they need to be making videos. They need to. Hands down.
All right. So what did I not ask you? What did we not cover? Is there anything that is like, oh my gosh, these ladies and men need to know in order to make these videos, grow their business, build a team, sell more stuff, help more people?
Okay. Yep. Here's something else. Okay. We've talked a lot about helping your customer, your client, branding yourself out there in video, in social in general. As a leader, your people want FaceTime probably with you, right? Especially since you are building a team and they may not live locally to you. So they're like, oh, please fly into me. And yeah, you might want to do that. But then you're going to get people complaining because they're like, oh, I just don't see enough of you. I just wish you lived locally, and you don't. And you have no intentions to move there. Guess what? Use video. So use Zoom or any other, like, for your team meetings or Facebook Live within your groups. Training purposes too. If your downline is maybe asking you a question, then make a video. If somebody asks you a question in business and they're in your downline, make a video, host it on YouTube. I mean, I kind of talk in my editing e-course, you'll find this, Kari, of different places and how to organize team videos for your downline. But you know what? You can slip them a video. Hey, Kari, I don't remember how to do this. Oh, hey, no problem. I've got a video for you. There it is. And it's going to maximize your time because you don't have to spend 20 minutes on the phone explaining something to them.
Yeah.
And they're going to get FaceTime with you, even if it's a video just coming one way, even if it's not interactive. So think about utilizing it even as a leader as well. A lot of my clients, several of my clients are killing it with their teams, these huge teams, because they're incorporating video on a regular basis and are helping their people with video. Even a welcome to the team video.
Yes.
Welcome to the team. You're going to join this group, and I'm Kari, and I'm here with you. I'm going to help answer any of your questions. Join us over. I'm really excited for you. You've made the right decision. Little things like that to help encourage and empower them as they're getting started even.
I love that. And, one of the reasons I love that is because a lot of times, and I've seen it in my own team, right? And I've seen it in clients that I coach in other companies, is that, the whole point, like everyone understands this idea of, products, pay your bills, building a team grows your wealth or your legacy, right? There's that concept. So the focus is often building a team, building the team. And there comes a point in every person's business where they have done such a great job building their team that they stop building because they're spending all of their time managing. Yeah. And so then they don't understand why their business doesn't continue to expand, because they're not spending that time on the outreach, because they're maintaining and training and building leadership the way you're supposed to, or, the idea of it is the way you're supposed to. And this video idea just kills it.
Yeah. Now I will tell you, I'm a huge proponent of edited video, Kari.
I know.
Edit your team videos. It's a little extra work in front of it. You're going to put some extra time, sometimes some extra money into it. Just, if you're paying somebody to do it, or if you're learning how to do it, simple edits can make a world of difference. You really want to respect the time of your viewer. I don't want to watch a 20-minute video on how to fill out a customer order form when you could have edited it and it could have been a 3 or 2-minute video.
Yeah.
You want your teams not to sit there and watch a 20-minute video. They want to watch a 3-minute video and help 10 customers afterwards.
It's true. I'm going to be really honest. There's some great videos from people, and number one reason why I don't watch them, or I didn't get through the whole thing, is because it's too long.
Yeah. You don't want to miss your stuff. Now, a live stream video is different, because the purpose is connecting. And so it might be interactive like you and I are doing right now, or if you're using Facebook Live or Periscope, then they've got interactions where you can do a Q&A. Pop in your group once a week for a Q&A.
I love that.
For 20 minutes, and this is your window of time. Come and meet me. Then people are getting that FaceTime, which they want with you.
Right. I love that. I love that idea. I think I'm doing that actually. It's going to do like a weekly office hours, right? And it's the same day, the same time. And if you can't be there, it'll be there recorded. And if you also can't be there, you just type your question ahead of time. But if you can be there, we get to chill, right? Like we get to build that relationship and that rapport face to face, even though you're across the country or across the state or across the world or whatever it is. Yeah. So I love that you can definitely use video to be efficient in your leadership and training skills. Love it.
Good. I'm glad.
This is awesome.
Yay. I'm really glad. I bet you want to know how you can hang out with me, right?
Well, I want to hang out with you every day. So there's that. Yeah. Before we do that, is there anything else that I didn't ask you? The training component was huge. Is there anything that I'm missing? Because maybe we covered it all, but I just want to cover my bases because I do have you,
Yeah. Probably the next question, I'm looking through some notes.
Yeah.
Backdrops and lighting. People always ask me about this. The background does not matter. That probably matters the least. Having good audio. I don't use a mic, just so everyone knows. I'm generally close enough to my cell phone that when I'm making a video that I don't need a mic. And most people don't. But backdrop matters the least. Good lighting is important. Natural light works great. So if you're near a window, just make sure that the light is hitting your face, but nothing direct. you know? And this is something else you can do is take your cell phone and go different places and test it out. And this is what I did. Like for a long time, I'd be like, okay, it's noon and I'm on the porch. Then you take it somewhere else. Okay, I'm on the deck and it's 12:05, you know, and just kind of figure out and then watch them and see where you like it. Find some spots in your house where that's kind of your recording spot, and it just makes it easier. So, you know, if you're making a video, you're going, that's where you go because it's good lighting.
And I'll tell everyone, total transparency, that was probably the number one excuse that I gave myself, was that I didn't have the perfect area. Seriously, in my house, like that really was, I'm fairly comfortable on video. I'm okay with it. I think I can think of a lot of things to say and add value, and I'm comfortable with who I am. But my excuse in the past for not doing video was, well, I don't have that spot, you know, like the perfect lighting and the perfect backdrop and the perfect set. And I still don't, right? I mean, whatever. It was my number one thing that was stopping me. It really was. And so again, the theme of this whole interview with you has been, stop making excuses. None of those things matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. The lighting is important, so you'll want to do that.
How's my lighting?
Yeah, your lighting's good.
Okay.
Yeah, and I have soft box lights here, but it's because I work in the dungeon, which is the basement. There's no windows down here, so I needed to add lighting.
Yeah, you'd never know.
Yeah, this is what I do. I work in video, so of course I have a backdrop here. Of course I have a backdrop there. Of course I have a backdrop there. I have 2 lights, 2 full-size tripods. But it's because this is what I do. Like if I just did my direct sales business, which I'm not in direct sales anymore, but if I was just doing that, I wouldn't have all that.
I love it. I love it so much.
That helps. Yes.
Yeah, no, I really appreciate it. And honestly, you know, ladies and men that are watching this, I want to see your videos, right? Like I want to see what you're creating. So make sure that when you create that first video, or you watch this and you get some tips and tricks and you create, maybe it's your 100th video for you, but you've made, like, send them to me, like, let me know, share them with me. I want to see and know that this was helpful for you. So message me and let me know, what your thoughts are, and maybe even what questions you have, because we might be able to have some answers for you guys. So thank you so much. We're going to have all of Kari's contact information below so that you don't have to remember anything or write anything down. But Kari Driskell from Driskell Tech, and I'm obviously your host, Kari Yasi, for the Women's Direct Sales Summit, and I will see you ladies soon.